and welcome to one more ACE English Grammar episode. Today we are going to talk about tenses, one of the tenses. The tense we are going to talk about is present continuous tense. What is present continuous tense? Present continuous tense can be used in our native languages as well, such as Dari, Pashto, or any other local language of our country, Afghanistan, or around the world in the other countries. زمان حال جاری بدری میگیم. زمان حال جاری چی است؟ زمان حال جاری عمل است که اکثرا در جریان می باشه، در حال اتفاق افتیدن است. در زمان صحبت که ما میکنیم، گپی که میزنیم، در حال اتفاق افتیدن است. چون این زمان را ما present continuous tense میگیم. We call it in English present continuous tense. Today we will talk a little bit how to use present continuous tense, where to use it, and in which cases should we use present continuous tense. Let's come to some dirty sentences. Let's say some dirty sentences to understand what kind of sentences are present continuous tense in dirty. ما در حال تشریح کردن گرامر هستم. آنها در حال رفتن به مکتب هستند. شما در حال دیدن ویدیو هستید. استاد در حال ویدیو گرفتن هستند. ما اینی چنین جملات را به نام present continuous tense میگیم. We have this tense in English as well. We will explain how to present this kind of sentence structures in English. Let's start, let's begin. Make sure to have a paper, a pen to make some notes in order to understand this tense. Present continuous tense. Present continuous tense has many usages. Firstly, present continuous tense shows an ongoing action. Ongoing action. It's the first usage. As a definition, you can say ongoing action. Amalek در حال جریان باشه. The sentences I told you, those are all ongoing actions. Here is a sentence. The baby is sleeping now. It's an ongoing action. It's an ongoing action. I'm walking in the class. It's an ongoing action. They're coming in the class. It's an ongoing action. The teacher is explaining the lesson. It's an ongoing action. آنها در حال پختن غذا هستند. They are cooking the food. It's an ongoing action. شما در حال دیدن ویدیو هستید. You're watching the video. It's an ongoing action. So all these kinds of ongoing actions are shown by present continuous tense. So the number two, we can say it shows an action around now. It means it started in the recent past and will continue for some time in the future. Around now, in the a little close past, in the recent past, and it might be available for a short time in the future. Around now, he is working on a project. He is working on a project. Mostly when we work on projects, they are not permanent actions. They do not happen for a long time, and we say it around now. The project might be for an hour, 2 hours, so it's around now. And temporary actions, we say عملای موقتی، عملایی که موقتا انجام شوند, we use for temporary actions present continuous tense. We are staying at a hotel. We are staying at a hotel. It means it is not a permanent action. یک عمل دائمی نیست. It's a temporary action. ما در هتل میمانیم. We might stay in the hotel for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. Not clear, but it's a temporary action. They are living in Kabul. Remember, we can say this sentence, they live in Kabul, they are living in Kabul. If you say they are living in Kabul, it shows a temporary action. It means their house is not in Kabul, they are living in Kabul for a week, 2 weeks, then they might leave, they might go somewhere else. شاید جای دیگه برن. وقتی که میگیم در کابل they are living in Kabul, یک عمل موقتی است. شاید 1 هفته 2 هفته then they leave. But if I say they live in Kabul, here it's a permanent action. It means their house is in Kabul, their family is in Kabul, and they live here forever. It's a permanent action with simple present, but with present continuous, temporary action. So they might live here for a week, 2 weeks, or a month, or a year, but then they leave. Hope you understood. Repeated action. In some cases we use present continuous tense for repeated action. عملایی که تکراری میگیم، تکرارن یک عمل انجام میشه. They're always making noise. It's a repeated action. They're always making noise. It means they made a noise last night, they make noise today, and they might make noise tomorrow. They're bad neighbors. They're bad neighbors. They're always making noise. Repeated action. Or if you say someone is knocking the door, someone is knocking the door. It means he knocked for the first time, then after a few seconds he knocked for the second time, then for the third time he knocked for the third time. So someone is knocking the door. The sentence is present continuous, but it shows a repeated action. Someone is knocking the door. So jump to the next part. The next part can show, the next part shows mostly future. Future action. It shows future action with future time expressions. With future time expressions. It's another usage of present continuous tense. In some cases, present continuous tense can be used for a future action. The baz حالات میتونیم present continuous یا زمان حال جاری را به عملهای آینده استفاده بکنیم. مثل که دیگه ما داریم we are traveling to Herat next week. Of course we have to have future time expression. البته باید اصطلاحات زمانی آینده را همراهش داشته باشیم. We are traveling to Herat. ما سفر میکنیم به هرات. When do we travel to Herat? Next week. چه وقت به هرات سفر میکنیم؟ هفته بعدی. It shows a future action with future time expression. It's called present continuous tense. So these are some of the usages of present continuous tense. If we show present continuous tense on timeline, on the timeline of the tenses, what kind of tense is it? So we call this past. The past is unlimited, present is unlimited, future is unlimited. So it's an ongoing action around now. This tense is called present continuous tense. This right now we are here, right? It's the present. And an action ongoing in the present, we call it present continuous tense. So, come to the next part. This was some of the usages and the timeline. Come to the form of the verb we use in the continuous tense. Which form of the verb we use? And the continuous tense and the present continuous tense, in all continuous tenses, not only present continuous, we use the present participle. It means ing form of the verb. Ing form of the verb is used with continuous tenses. So what does ing mean? What is ing? When we talk about ing, the function of ing is make a verb continuous. It's the function, make a verb continuous. And the meaning, ing has no meaning. It doesn't have any meaning, no meaning. According to the grammar, ing is a suffix. In the real, so we say پسوند. ing خودش یک پسوند میشه. از لحاظ عمل کرد یا چیز کاری که میکنه این است که یک فعل جاری میسازه، کنتینوس میسازه و از لحاظ معنا کدام معنایی نداره و از لحاظ گرامر یک پسوند است. It's a suffix. Okay, come to the structure of continuous tense. What is the structure of continuous tense? And the continuous tense, the structure of continuous tense, of course, in every tense we must have the subject. Subject is the part of every sentence, every tense. Subject the هر جمله هر زمان ما باید subject داشته باشیم. So subject is in the beginning. Then we have the to be verb. ما to be verb را باید داشته باشیم. The to be verbs in the continuous tense, in the present continuous tense, we use the to be verbs is, am, or. These three continuous tenses, these three to be verbs are used in the continuous tense. It depends to the subject. If the subject is I, we have to use am. If the subject is he, she, it, we have to use is. If the subject is we, you, they, we have to use or. So these to be verbs depend to the subject. Whatever is our subject, according to our subject, we have to use the to be verb, as, am, or. Then the verb plus ing. At the end of the verb, we have to have ing. Then the complement. The complement could be a time expression, could be an object, or could be whatever, such as at the moment, right now, now, today. So these time expressions could be used in the complement. The sentences here we have as well. I'm writing now. I'm writing now. It's a positive sentence. It's a positive sentence. And the mother hola newishta kardan astam. When we change it to the question, we bring the to be verb in the beginning. So the to be verbs come in the beginning and they change the sentence to question. Not only in present continuous tense, in any other tense, in all the tenses, the auxiliary verbs come in the beginning and change the sentence to question and negative. So in this tense, in the present continuous tense, our auxiliary verb is mr. در هر زمان دیگه ایام که ما بخوایم یک جمله رو به سوال منفی تبدیل بکنیم باید فعل کمکی را سر جمله بیاریم، جمله به سوال تبدیل میشه. در این تنس ما که است در زمان حال جاری فعل کمکی ما چی است؟ am are است. پس ما am are سر جمله میاریم، جمله به سوال تبدیل میشه. I'm writing now, it's positive. Am I writing now? Question. It's a question. And if I say I'm not writing, it's negative. So we bring the to be verb in the beginning question. We add not after to be verb, we make it negative. So this is the structure of present continuous tense. The second sentence, they are working right now. They are working right now. They is the subject. Are is the auxiliary verb, working is the main verb with the ing, right now is the complement. It's a positive sentence. It's a positive sentence. In order to change it to question, we have to bring are in the beginning. Are they working now? It's a question form, it's an interrogative form. Are they working now? If we make it to negative, so we have to add not after the auxiliary verb. They are not working right now. They are working right now. فعلا در حال کار کردن هستند. Are they working right now? آیا آنها در حال کار کردن هستند فعلا؟ They are not working right now. فعلا در حال کار کردن نیستند. So this is the positive, interrogative and negative form of present continuous tense. The third example. She. So for the subject she, we have to use the auxiliary verb is. She is cleaning the house. She's cleaning the house. To make it question, is she cleaning the house? It's a question, interrogative. To make it negative, she is not, or we can use the contraction form. شکل مختصر اختصار شده ش میتونیم استفاده بکنیم. Isn't. She isn't cleaning the house. It's the negative form. She is cleaning the house. در حال پاک کردن خانه هستند. Is she cleaning the house? آیا او دختر در حال پاک کردن خانه است؟ She isn't cleaning the house. او دختر در حال پاک کردن خانه نیست. So these are the three examples of present continuous tense with the subject I, with the subject, with the plural subject and with a singular subject. When there is subject I, we have to use am. When there is the plural subject, we have to use are. When there is a singular subject, we have to use is. Wish you understood. Make sure to write more examples of present continuous tense and understand it better. You can write about the things you're doing. کارهایی را که انجام داده روان هستین درباره‌شون نوشته کرده برین to understand it better که بفهمینش بهتر. Come to another part, to the next part. The next part is about the verbs which are used with continuous tenses and the verbs which are not used with the continuous tenses. بخش بعدی درباره فعلایی است که همراه با continuous tense استفاده میشه و فعلایی است که همراه continuous tense استفاده شده نمیتونه. We talk about stative verbs and action verbs, or we call it also state verbs and action verbs. So in the continuous tenses, in all continuous tenses, this is the rule. Remember this rule, it's an important rule about continuous tenses. In the continuous tenses, we use only action verbs. We cannot use stative verbs. Action verbs, we say فعلای حالت. Stative verbs, action verbs, we say فعلای عمل، عملا اجرا میشن. Stative verbs, we say فعلای حالت که حالت نشان میدن. So, such as if I give examples, walk is a physical action. Write is a physical action. And study is a physical action. Go is a physical action. Come is a physical action. Fight is a physical action. Especially fight, it's a physical action. When you fight, you have to punch, you have to kick, you have to slap, and you have to pull hairs. So it's a physical action. For the physical actions, for the action verbs, we can use continuous tense, but the problem is with stative verbs. With stative verbs, we cannot use continuous tense. Such as if I say no, fahmidan. No is a stative verb. Understand is a stative verb. Love is a stative verb. Hate is a stative verb. These stative verbs cannot be used with the continuous tense. Then what to do? What to do with these verbs? If you want to use these verbs, if you need to use these verbs in the continuous tense, do not use it with the continuous tense. Replace continuous tense with simple present. And instead of present continuous tense, use simple present tense with these stative verbs, such as I cannot say I am loving my mother. I am loving my mother. Incorrect. But I can say I love my mother. I love my mother. Even in Dari, it's not correct. We cannot say نمیتونیم بگوییم ما در حال دوست داشتن مادرم هستم. Incorrect. ما مادرم دوست دارم. Correct. ما در حال دوست داشتن مادرم هستم. Present continuous. ما مادرم دوست دارم. Simple present. I am loving my mother. Present continuous. I love my mother. Simple present. So present continuous tense cannot be used with a stative verb. Which you understood. Come to the rules. The next part is about the rules of ing or present participle form of the verb. How to add ing. There are a few rules to understand about adding ing at the end of the verbs. How to add ing. The first rule for many verbs, for most of the verbs, for many of the verbs, you can only add ing. Ing is added for many forms of the verbs. You can only add ing, walking, studying, going, and many other verbs. But for the verbs which they have e at the end, the verbs which they have e at the end, you have to remove the letter e, then you have to add ing, such as writing. Writing is a verb which has e at the end. Then you have to remove the e and you have to add ing, writing. The next rule is about ie. Some of the verbs end with ie. If the verb ends with ie, then you have to remove or drop the ie, then you have to add y. And instead of ie, y, then the ing. So we say lie. Lie, we say دروغ گفتن, or we say also دروغ کشیدن. Lying, and instead of ie, we have to add y, then ing. Hope you understood. The next part. Sometimes with one syllable word, one syllable word, if it's a CVC we say consonant, vowel, consonant. Besada, sadadar, basada. Consonant, vowel, consonant. If it's a one syllable word, کلمه یک هجایی باشه و آخرش besada, قبل از besada sadadar و قبل از او besada باشه. We double the last letter. حرف آخر بیصدا را ما double میکنیم. یعنی consonant آخری را دو دانه میسازیم. Double the last consonant. Sit. Sit is a verb. So it's a consonant, vowel, consonant. Then I double the T. Sit, sitting. This is the rule of adding ing for CVC one syllable word. So wish you understood this part as well. Okay. This was the lecture about present continuous tense. Hope you understood each and everything about it, but you need more practice about it. Make sure to use present continuous tense. How can you practice present continuous tense? You can practice present continuous tense by asking question. What are you doing? What are you doing? So what is happening? What is going on? Ask this kind of question and then answer this question. You can practice it. So what are you doing? I'm giving a lecture. I'm talking with students. I'm helping students. They are writing the notes, and one of the students is giving presentation. These kind of practices can help you to use present continuous tense correctly. Thank you so much. Wish you understood the lesson. Make sure to practice more and more. Have a good time and good luck.